Hey there. So I'm here in my home office. Screens are off, obviously. I took a break and wanted to just take a moment actually and share a thought from last night. Um, my wife and I we had a date night, came back to the house, the kids were sleeping, so we decided to go out back on the back patio. It was nice out. I had a cigar and we had a few more drinks and we were just chatting, listening to music. And one thing that popped up was that there was there's a big stark contrast between where we choose to listen to music from. I come from the perspective of mostly, I mean, I listen to everything, but where I find my passion is in classical music and in electronic music. And my wife is kind of the opposite direction, where she will focus solely on the vocals and think of a song as being deeply rooted in the lyrics. And I don't necessarily disagree that it's an integral part of that, but it's just not really what I listen for. I listen for the composition and what music goes into it. And there's always been a disconnect. My wife has never really valued that kind of music. It's something we've always conflicted on. No, don't play that song. I don't want to hear that. Go play to the next one, and so on. But last night there seemed to be like a connection point where there was a moment where I was able to describe it in a way that it got through, if you will, or connected. And the way I described it was thinking about it from the perspective of that artist who's putting that piece of music together. And at the time, it was a piano piece. I can't remember exactly who it was, but just simple, slow, kind of an emotional piece. And I said, think about it this way: from that artist who's feeling what they're feeling, sitting at the piano playing this music right here. Think about it from their perspective, from that empathetic perspective. What's driving them to produce this piece? And that kind of opened her eyes. And we talked about it from an electronic perspective, someone who's sitting at a computer that's producing music, that's putting a song together, and how it's done more electronically, it's done more experimentally than it is with an actual musical instrument. But it got us into a deeper conversation, and it was nice to have that connection moment. After years of being together, we finally were able to talk about that from that shared experience and that perspective. The reason I'm sharing all this with you is because that's really what's so extremely important in what we do in the business events industry. It's trying to find that empathetic moment, that connection point between your spouse in this situation on a private matter, but on a connection point with your partner vendors, your partner clients, anyone that you're working with, anyone that you're connecting with, is finding that empathetic connector, thinking about it from their perspective and what they're actually looking for, what's driving them, what's trying to make them succeed, what are they fearing from a failure perspective, and trying to come together and really connect with them on those values and on those levels. And if you do that, then you'll be most successful. And what we do across the board is try to have these experiences on a much grander scale, where you're incorporating possibly thousands of people, both physically, digitally, or what have you, all into an experience. And you have to think about it from their perspective and where they want to be, what they want to experience, and what they want to do. And that's most important, is that empathy, that connection moment, putting yourself in their shoes and trying to understand their perspective and what they're trying to achieve. That's when you'll be successful. And so yeah, I just wanted to take a quick moment, share that information here, share that thought. Completely unscripted today, a little bit different than usual. But yeah, I was excited about that and was interested to share. All right, till next time, bye now.